Okay, so we are live now. Welcome to another episode of Entab CampusCare EdTalks, an exclusive platform where we invite pioneers from the education industry to share their years of experience and insights with us. So, before moving forward, let me introduce you to Entab. With an experience of more than 2 decades, Entab has been associated with over 1,500 schools across India, evolving them to become new age digital campuses by providing them mature and futuristic ERP, CRM, and mobile apps, thereby helping them to become from good schools to great ones. So, in today's session, we'll discuss about the importance of enrolling in creative classes. We'll understand that how can creative classes provide students different content as in other subjects. We'll also learn that how it can help students in finding their unique voice and perspective. So let's begin by introducing our panelists for the same. Please welcome Ms. Jyoti Bhagat, Principal, Solitaire International School, Panchkula, Haryana. In her educational journey of more than 2 decades, ma'am has been associated with several prestigious schools like Rajdhan Model School, Delhi, Mother Teresa Public School, Delhi, Moti Ram Arya School, Panchkula, and many more. So, welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you, Megha. Nice to meet you and having on this platform.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Dr. Lanka Natraj Kumar, Principal, Triveni Talent School, Lucknow. In his educational journey of more than 23 years, Sir has been involved in many motivational sessions on several contemporary issues and also served as a career counselor for many years. So, sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Megha, for your generous and magnanimous introduction about me. But there's a small correction. I'm not from Lucknow, I'm from Hyderabad.
Okay, so my
Yeah.
mistake, it's Triveni
Yeah.
Talent School,
Lucknow.
Hyderabad.
You said Lucknow. In fact, our base is at Hyderabad, a part of Telangana.
Okay, so apologies.
Thank you once again for your generous introduction.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
So, yeah, we'll start. So, moving forward, so, ma'am, in your opinion, why should children get enrolled in creative classes? How it provides them something different from their other subject classes?
Megha, as we all know, creativity can't be taught, and each individual possesses uniqueness.
Right.
So, by enrolling in creativity classes, students get bent to nurture creativity. Here, first of all, I would like my audience to know what creativity is. Every advancement known to mankind started with a new idea, and new ideas are inspired by imagination and creativity. For me, creativity includes people in science and engineering, architecture and design, education, arts, music, and entertainment, whose main goal is to create new ideas, new technology, and new creative content. In schools, when we talk about creative classes, it includes art, music, dance, dramatics, etc. Children should get enrolled in creative classes because it is multidisciplinary. Not only one can practice creativity through many different mediums, its benefits are applicable to almost all areas. Creativity allows self discovery as well as the opportunity to share a hidden side of a child, which promotes thinking and problem solving skills in them. As a result, it increases their self respect and builds up their confidence. Creative classes arise and capture interest to students for a longer term than the normal conventional classes. When everyone is expressing oneself creatively, there's a bombardment of several creative ideas, which generates such an atmosphere that another new idea originates out of it and it automatically becomes a network of creativity. To explain this, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a farmer who had taken a large sum of money from a village moneylender. Due to drought, he couldn't pay it back. The moneylender was old and cunning. He proposed a bargain. He said he would forego the farmer's debt if he could marry his daughter. Both the farmer and his daughter were horrified by the proposal. So the cunning moneylender suggested that he would put a black pebble and a white pebble into an empty money bag. Then the girl would have to pick one pebble from the bag. If she picked the black pebble, she would become his wife and her father's debt would be forgiven. If she picked the white pebble, she need not marry him and her father's debt would be forgiven. If she refused to pick a pebble, her father would be thrown into jail. They had to agree, and the next day they were standing on a pebble-strewn path in the farmer's field, along with the Panchparmeshwar. As they talked, the moneylender bent over to pick up two pebbles. As he picked them up, the girl noticed that he had picked both the black pebbles and put it into the bag. He then asked the girl to pick a pebble from the bag. Now imagine that you are standing in the field, and what would you do if you were at the place of that girl? There are three possibilities. The girl should refuse to take a pebble and let her father suffer. The girl should know that there were two black pebbles in the bag and expose the moneylender as a cheat. But would this help her father? The girl should pick up a black pebble and sacrifice herself in order to save her father from his debt and imprisonment. Now, what would you recommend? Okay, let me complete the story. The girl put her hand into the money bag and drew out a pebble. Without looking at it, she fumbled and let it fall onto the pebble-strewn path, where it immediately became lost among all other pebbles. Everybody was surprised at this. The girl apologized and said, "Don't worry. If you look into the bag for the one that is left, you'll be able to tell which pebble I had picked." Everybody agreed. Since the remaining pebble was black, it was assumed that she had picked the white one.
Right.
But since the moneylender could not admit his dishonesty, the girl changed what seemed an impossible situation into an extremely advantageous one. The girl thought out of the box to find a solution in a way that wouldn't initially come to mind. That's how lateral thinking works for the girl. And for this thinking, we need to have some creative classes. And students are always fun loving, and including creative activities along with the curriculum gains their interest for learning. Unlike the conventional teaching method, the creative classroom gives them the opportunity to express themselves. Whether it is debate or classroom discussion or field trip, students have the chance to come out of their shells and become a part of it. This freedom of expression gives them a sense of goodness and happiness. It adds sparks and vanishes boredom. Even as per NEP 2020, art integration is a cross-curricular pedagogical approach that utilizes various aspects and forms of art and culture as the basis of experiencing the learning of concepts across subjects. This integrated approach will bring creativity in education. So, creative classes are need of the hour, as students get the wings through these classes only to fly in the sky of creativity.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very well said. And yes, beautifully, narrated the whole story. It was absolutely good, ma'am. So, Natraj sir, what is your take on this?
Fine. Thank you very much. I fully appreciate the opinion shared by Jyoti ma'am in this context. I really thank her for the kind information she has doled out. In my opinion, the word creativity is a beautiful term. It can be defined and interpreted in different dimensions depending upon the context. As most of you know, and some of you don't know, that creativity and questioning go hand in hand. It was Rumila Thorpar, the former professor of JNTU in the history of department, who said, "To question or not to question cannot be the question of a student." The problem is in the Indian context, many students are always hesitating to ask a question in the classroom. Teachers, by default, do not encourage students to question. If the child goes to mother and asks, "How come 2 into 2 is 4?" The mother cannot explain, and she tells the child to go to father and ask. If the child goes to father and asks, "How come dad 2 into 2 is 4?" The dad cannot explain the logic behind that. He gets angry and asks the fellow, "Stupid, mind your business." Finally, the child understands that questioning has become a sin in India. Even in the classrooms, if the children can ask comfortable questions, the teachers can answer. In case the student asks a very tricky question, many of the teachers cannot understand and try to defame or discourage the student. Why I'm talking about that? Unless there is a questioning, there cannot be creativity. Maybe creativity in education is a new dimension in Indian scenario. But when you go to Western countries, especially the British society and American society, or if you try to look through the quality of education that is being offered in Finland, creativity is a part and parcel of that. After all, what is creativity and what is the relevance and importance of creative classroom in the present scenario? Creativity is not something which we can, thrust upon from outside. It is something instinctual. It is something inborn. It is something, which you get by birth. Everyone has got immense hidden potential. By means of creativity, we can try to bring it out. It was Noam Chomsky, the great linguist, who said that creativity is same in everybody, from person to person. Agreeing upon what Jyoti ma'am has said, education is undergoing a lot of changes. I mean, the complexion and the structure of Indian education is undergoing a lot of changes. Perhaps it will undergo major change with the introduction of the new education policy. But what is happening precisely at this critical juncture? We're all following a conventional mode of teaching. The teacher starts the timetable at 8 o'clock and the principal ends the school at 4 o'clock. What we are teaching is only what is given in the textbook. But for a child to succeed and to get on in the competitive society or to survive in this rat race, mere education is not enough. We have to make the child very creative and extremely creative. So, what can we do that for? Let us try to introduce some new chapters. Suppose if you're given a chance for the student to participate in the debate in the classroom, the very participation in the debate will help him to develop communication, because communication is also a part of the creativity. Like that, schools and colleges have to seriously think that apart from routine and mundane education in the educational sector, we have to go for some creative subject. Different variety of creativity is there. Now, it all depends on the principal, the management, it all depends on the visualization of the schools. Therefore, I once again say that it is the time for the schools to incorporate into the timetable a new platform for the creativity, so that the child can improve their creativity, and that creativity will certainly enable the child to become very competitive in the 21st century. That's my idea.
Absolutely, sir. Very well said, sir.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So, moving forward to ma'am, Jyoti ma'am, during remote learning, how does your school manages to incorporate creative classes, and how has been the engagement of students in the same?
Mega, last year's sudden adoption of virtual platform was new to everyone,
Right.
be it teachers, students, or parents.
Hmm.
Everyone was afraid of screen time. So, to manage screen time, everyone was talking about only academics. Soon, we found students started losing interest. They all wanted to come back to school. They were missing the joy of creative activities and the classes which they were having in the school. At that point of time, to hold interest of the students, we decided to start with dance, music, and art class in the beginning. And to our delight, students were happy. And now they have started taking interest in academics too. They were excited to attend these classes. Here, I mean live classes. As through Zoom, we have for the classes for the other subject, the same way we were having that dance and music class as well. Parents too appreciated the efforts. Now, this year, we are fully prepared for the situation and added more classes like fitness, coding, sports. Yeah, it's true. Proper sports classes are not possible in the four walls, but properly designed skills can be practiced, like catching, throwing, balancing, etc. In online classes, where discipline has become a major challenge for the teacher, creative classes paves path for a constructive discipline. Students are purposefully engaged for getting better results. For this thing, the school offers a number of age appropriate activities to boost up creativity amongst students, like storytelling, art and craft, show and tell. From class 1 onwards, we start the day with a theme based assembly in which students to express them different activities like dramatics, brainstorming session, tell a tale, etc. Our unique feature is class presentation, where we in participation of school students to boost up their creativity. In remote learning, it was a challenge. It was tough. But as we say, where there is a will, there is a way. During these tough times also, the school has left no stone unturned and come up with virtual presentation. We ensure proper follow-up with each student and provide them a platform for expressing their creativity. The facilitator at our school are trained in such a way that they create congenial atmosphere for creativity to breed, posing thought-provoking questions and motivating students for an open class discussion without a fear of judgment is an ideal condition for creative ideas. Questions such as, what will happen if one day you wake up to see fish flying in the sky and birds swimming in water? Such conversation, creative assignment, of course, encourage children to think absurd, think something not normal. And that is the moment, my dear friends and colleagues, that needs to be withheld and nurtured if we wish to see a brighter tomorrow. Creativity can stimulate imaginative thinking capabilities in students. That is why our teachers promote activities such as open ended questions, team building activities, brainstorming sessions, and debates amidst busy curriculum schedule. Some teachers tactfully use these techniques to teach tough lessons, to make children learn with fun and ease. Motivation is also very important to keep them going. So, digital certificates are awarded to motivate them. We keep acknowledging their effort by showcasing their talent on social media platform of the school. Not only students, for parents as well, we keep organizing different events which provide them the platform to showcase their creativity and motivate students. At Solitaire International, creativity is nurtured at higher level. We don't teach our kids cursive handwriting. In fact, we don't pressurize them to develop any specific font. Number of fonts are available. They are free to develop handwriting font of their own choice. The only condition is it should be legible. If I keep on telling, there is a long list, and I do understand time limits. So, in short, I will say the students are groomed to become confident, articulate, and enlightened young citizens, ready to step into global society with dignity, honor, and integrity. We treasure dynamism and deem that one should be well prepared to adapt to the global scenario and work on his learning accordingly. Therefore, besides rigorous scholastic programs, we seek to develop and nurture the different facets of a child, from academics to dance, music, and a variety of sports. We focus on developing both the mental and the physical abilities of the student. The activities provide holistic grooming to the student, wherein the child is able to explore his true potential. Our students are equipped to face the challenges of the rapidly changing world. We rear students who are creatively curious and strive to experiment and innovate new things on both academics and non academics front. Our pedagogy is child centric, with emphasis on inquiry and project based learning. Today, India is an empowered, enlightened, and enterprise nation. We wish to make it even more powerful, with smart and confident citizens who would make us proud of their multifaceted growth.
Very well said, ma'am. So, moving on. So, sir, Natraj, sir, creativity is subjective for everyone, as we know. So, sir, according to you, how can practicing creativity help students in finding their own and unique perspective and voice?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Before I come to answer your question, I always feel personally that every crisis is an opportunity
Hmm.
to think creatively and to think out of the box. As Jyoti ma'am has rightly said, 2020-21 was the blackest and the saddest period in the educational scenario. And teachers were not at all prepared for the online classes. In fact, we, the teachers, who insisted the children not to use any electronic gadgets, started advising them to log in for the classes through computers or smartphone, this and all. So this is like taking a U-turn, right? After all, what is an education? Education is exploring and experiencing. What to experience? To experience the expertise. But as you said rightly, uh, as a school, we have tried all permutations and combinations to see that online education should be very interesting, should be very attractive to the students. The problem is that we have to engage the child from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. As Jyoti ma'am has rightly said, if you keep on teaching the routine timetable, it will become another physical class. Because according to psychology, the attention span of any child is only 15 minutes. If you try to teach beyond 15 minutes, the child cannot enjoy. Therefore, to make the teaching and the interest in the classroom much more interesting and attractive, what you have to do, you have to complete one class for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Then you have to take up some activity like putting one quiz question or cutting a joke or telling some interesting anecdotes or just creating some kind of humor. So we used to do these things to see that the online classes would go on very interesting. What happens at the end of the year, we were able to maintain 85 to 90% of attendance, though it was online classes. 85-90 is not a joke. It's not a joke. And at the same time, yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, so I was saying absolutely right. You were saying that you were talking about the attendance partner, so I was just agreeing to that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Number two, I mean, there are no standard parameters. I mean, each school can create its own, plan of action. As far as Triveni education institutions, which has got its base in Hyderabad concerned, we keep on, introducing new, what is called steps in the online education system. Conducting motivation classes, conducting some online games for teachers and all, conducting some, games and all for parents and all. These kind of things we have done to the best of our ability, and we have got very good appreciation also from the teaching community. That's it.
Okay. So, yeah. So, thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am and Natraj sir, for your valuable insights on this topic. So, it was a great session with both of you. So, thank you so much, sir and ma'am.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you, Megha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And
Okay.
yes, to all our viewers who are watching us, if you haven't subscribed our channel, do subscribe our channel for regular updates. So, till then, stay happy, stay safe. Thank you.